A very good morning to you and welcome to Prime Media Studios. My name is Moses and welcome to the newspaper review for the 7th of July 2023. My name is Moses once more and we'll go straight to the point and we'll be beginning with Vanguard News. On the top story this morning on Vanguard, it says Tinubu suspends Finance Act, holds 5% of excise tax on telecoms. Tinubu suspends Finance Act, holds 5% excise on tax telecoms in a bid to curb multiple taxations as complained by a cross-section of Nigerians and the business community. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed full executive orders, which include the suspension of the 5% excise tax on telecommunication services, as well as the excise duty escalation on locally manufactured products. And also on the top left of that newspaper, you would see Nigeria practicing plutocracy, not democracy, says Falana. Nigeria practicing plutocracy, not democracy, says Falana. At the bottom left of that newspaper, it says on student loan, don't hike tuition fees. Reps warn tertiary institutions that tertiary institutions should not hike tuition fees. That you can find on Vanguard. Following all of those, it says this one is on the international scene. It said EU agreed 500 million euros plan for ammunition missile supply for Ukraine. 500 million euros plan for ammunition missile supply for Ukraine. News following, it says women World Cup Woodrum ask NFF for FIFA $960,000 for Super Falcons preparation. $960,000 for Super Falcons preparation. And also, it said EFCC identifies illegal mining as threat to nation's economy. EFCC identifies illegal mining as threat to nation's economy. The last on that newspaper says fuel subsidy hardship. Lagos workers prepare for digital operations. Lagos workers prepare for digital operations, says that. And all of that you can find on the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. You could read online and then go to the outlets and get a newspaper for your eyes, to feed your eyes. Let's move on. Let's now move on to Punch this morning. The top story there is a rising inflation. Private sector demands more waivers as Tinubu suspends taxes. Private sector demands more waivers as Tinubu suspends taxes. And on the bottom left of that, the top left rather of that is a World Bank approves $1 billion to improve security in Lake Chad region. $1 billion, to improve security in Lake Chad region rather, that you can find on the top left of Punch. Now, following that news, it says Italy retirement home fire kills 6. Italy retirement home fire kills 6. That's a sad news to hear. Also, dollar video. Kano government withdraws suit stopping investigation of Ganduje. Kano government withdraws suit stopping investigation of Ganduje. The news following on insecurity. Group 6 Nigerian support for the military. Group 6 Nigerians support for the military. All of that you can find on the Punch. Court grants Abba Kyari 50 million naira bail. Court grants Abba Kyari 50 million naira bail. I bet you that man was not in prison. He has never been in prison. If you believe that, you believe it at your own risk. But Abba Kyari was not in prison. If you read further, it says because they granted him bail because he didn't run away when the Kuje prison had an outbreak. He didn't run away when Kuje prison had an outbreak. It's a pity that we are facing this kind of issues in the country today, which is very, very bad and unprofessional. But let us see what happens next. Following that news on Falcons, it's a Falcons planned protest, World Cup boycott as NFF cancels bonuses. Falcons planned protest, World Cup boycott as NFF cancels bonuses. And also there is a police dismiss Lagos Cup linked to missing baby after Punch report. Lagos dismisses scope linked to missing baby after Punch report. All of that you can find on the Punch newspaper this morning. You could go online or go to their outlet to get all of those on Punch. Now let us move on to The Nation. The Nation says the top story there, I think it's on entertainment. It was featured. It says, why I fell out with Kiss Daniel. Skibi says, why I fell out with Kiss Daniel. You can find that and read more on that on The Nation. And also, Tinubu suspends key tax measures to ease hardship. Tinubu suspends key tax measures to ease hardship. You can find that also on The Nation. Why president is meeting opposition figures by Alake. Why president is meeting opposition figures by Alake. You can see that banks abandoned uniform ATMs, OTC transaction policy. Banks abandoned uniform ATMs, OTC transaction policy. Updated. Tinubu issues forced executive order, suspends key tax measures. All of that you can find on The Nation this morning. Let us move on to channels. As channels is, it says Tinubu writes reps 6 confirmation of service chiefs. Tinubu writes reps 6 confirmation of service chiefs. That's a top story on channels. And also this is at least 50 dead in Pakistani monsoon flood. That's on the international scene. At least 50 dead in the Pakistan monsoon flood that attacked Pakistan. 50 are feared dead. It's a sad one for the Pakistans. Also, Twitter threatens to sue Meta over threads. There's a new application, social media application that was launched by Facebook owner Meta. It's called Threads. So the Twitter owner, what's his name? Is actually threatening to sue Meta over the threads. Let us see how it comes out. It's a verified news, actually, so let us see how it comes out. The other one says, Ocean Gate suspends all expeditions after Titanic sub implosion. Ocean Gate suspends all expeditions after Titanic sub implosion. What a very, very hard time for Ocean Gate. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. All of that you can find on the channels. One last one is the APC kicks as Kano Anti-Grafts Commission summons Ganduje over Dollar video. APC kicks as Kano Anti-Grafts Commission summons Ganduje over Dollar video. All of that you can find on Channels Television this morning. Now let's us go to the Sun Nigeria. The Sun Nigeria newspaper. It says the top story there. Tinubu signs executive orders. We've been seeing executive orders. We are going to reveal it in the next hour what the executive orders are. There are 4, and we are going to reveal it in the next hour, the big Friday show. And we are going to get the Tinubu signs executive orders. What are the 4 orders? We are going to get it. Following that news, it says OT hands over road project to contractors. OT, the president of Abia State, hands over road projects to contractors. Senate calls for remedial works on erosion sites in Imo State. Senate calls for remedial works on erosion sites in Imo State. Tinubu signs executive orders that we find on the Sun newspaper. Now let's move on to Daily Trust. Daily Trust says, the big story there says, scramble for committee hots up as Akpabio Abbas compile list. Scramble for committees hot up as Akpabio compiles the list. Let us see what happens. Who makes the list? They will tell. Time will tell, actually. Now, on the top left of that, it says police to play football match with repentant thugs in Kano. Police to play football match with repentant thugs in Kano. I'll actually say, okay, that's a good start, but what is the meaning? What is the impact? What impact does it create? What is it? Unity in diversity, or does it strengthen the relationship between the police and the thugs? Let's find out after this review. Now, on that, it said, why Abba Kyari will remain in Kuje prison despite 50 million bail. You know, the other Vanguard is saying that he was granted bail of 50 million and he could go out. He could be released. But Daily Trust now is saying why Abba Kyari will remain in Kuje prison despite 50 million naira bail. I tell you before that, believe everything you see on the net at your own risk. Abba Kyari, by the federal government, has never been in prison. And I say it, he has never. He has never. What kind of news were they? In fact, let us leave that for the big story this later on this afternoon. It says how Ajaokuta streets plans can stem building collapse. Kogi Senator. How Abeokuta steel plant can stem building collapse. That's big story. It says scramble for committee hot up as Akpabio Abbas compile list. 2 days later, the emergence of principal officers in both Senate and House of Reps lawmakers in both chambers have intensified lobbying for chairmanship of the committee. Let us see how it goes. Now, let us move on to Premium Times. Premium Times, we have only 3 headlines here. It says Soyinka blasts Ilorin Emir for cancellation of Isheshe Festival. Soyinka blasts Ilorin Emir for cancellation of Isheshe Festival. The other one says, stop my monthly pension. Ex-Governor Daniel tells Abiodun. Stop my monthly pension. Ex-Governor Daniel tells Abiodun. That's nice. Now, the last news, the last headline on that, it says, reps demand 10% job for persons with disabilities implementation. Reps demand 10% jobs for persons with disabilities implementation. Let us see how far that goes. And we have come to the end of today's newspaper review. Join us in the next hour as we give you the big story of all of these headlines. Thank you so much. My name is Moses, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications so that you could get notified anytime we come online. My name is Moses, and see you soon.